the first one 0-0 and losing the second one by 3-0. And they will be relying on a few men up front. They've got the man in jersey 3rd. You can also call him Juniors Nyanjeve. And then they've got the talisman, Elias Mamo, in the team as well. This man came from St. George Academy and is a very, very good player who's being relied on the side. But he's got to show something more than just the reputation in today's game to be able to at least be seen to be making good headway here. This coach was a defender for Diradawa Railways, commonly known as a Babur in those days. I have to remind you that Diradawa is only the 3rd team from that area to join the Premier League after Ethiopia Cotton and then Babur and then now Diradawa. On the other side, the coach will be taking on to the bench for that team is a man that has got very good experience playing for 15 years in the club, and so is really, really loved. Kasai Arage is the man on whom a lot is resting in this season's Ethiopian Premier League. So of course you know that all those statistics count for nothing in the 90 minutes of the game. It's how you score or you don't score that will be the important thing. And we are into the game now. Diradawa playing from right to left on your screens. The orange is their color. The maroon or the dark, if you like, coffee kind of color from left to right is the Ethiopia Coffee, the most supported team in Ethiopian Premier League. I am Bernardo Tieno. I'm in the company of Gilbert Celebwa to take you through the 90 minutes of this game. You can listen to the commentary in Amharic. Girmachu Enyeu and Mekonnen Hailu will take you through that one on the other side. The big question usually to the coach on my side is, how do you think they'll line up and what's your expectation of this match today?
Well, I do expect that Diradawa has not scored a single goal in 2 games. This is their 3rd match. While Ethiopia Buna sitting 2nd on the table with 4 points, having won 1 and drawn 1. So in this particular one, there is no sitting back for Diradawa. They need these points. They're going to throw everyone into attack and try and see whether they can be able at least to put something on the table.
Right, what about Ethiopia Coffee? And you've been told there's many coffees. There's Sidama Coffee, but this is the main coffee now, the Ethiopian Coffee. What do you expect of them?
Well,
we're told it's a team that can string 10 passes in one move before they even go for goal. And it's the one thing, a team that if they bring the ball into the box, don't get excited. It might not yet be time to be able to strike.
They will definitely score. Remember, he scored 3 goals against 1 against Fasil and tied 2-2 against Volkita, meaning that moving forward, they're extremely good.
Right, so we'll be waiting for, we'll be watching out for Abtamu Tadese and Tafese Solomon to see what they're going to do with the ball there. But it comes all the way back to this other side. This is Diradawa bringing it back to the center. It's been picked up by the midfielders. Will start a build-up in that area, looking for a chance to break through the defense. They just don't do that. And just a little correction, beg your pardon. St. George actually beat Diradawa 3-1. It wasn't 3-0. It was 3-1. That was the score in the Diradawa St. George match. Again, it will be a question of who takes control of the midfield. The Ethiopia Coffee side is largely expected to dominate that, but that's only in the early stages. You know also that a team that reacts to how the other team is lining up occasionally becomes the most successful team than the other one. The Coffee side not in a hurry to start the build-up, which is a hallmark of their game as well. And now getting into the box, they still try to get past the defender and try to get the better of him there. We're going to have to contend with many such moments, Gilbert, where the attack will be taken right up to the goalkeeper, especially by Ethiopia Coffee.
You're right, Bernardo, especially by Ethiopia Buna. You look at how they lined up. Diradawa is actually playing with 2 strikers, Itumana Keimuni and Junius Nanjebe. Remember, in all the other matches, Nanjebe has been playing as a lone striker after one of their own, JJ Odongo, was injured, and therefore they've really not had a striker to complement Juniors today. So they are playing with 2 strikers. with 3 attacking midfielders right behind them. So in terms of attack, they're going to be attacking 5.
Right then, we'll see how the earlier arrangements pan out for the two sides. It's just 3 minutes of play, and they're still sizing each other up. This is going to go out of the field for a throw-in. Dreddawa, I think, will also be wanting to play a little bit tough on the very technical Ethiopia Buna side, just to make sure that they don't totally overwhelm them on the field. A little bit of a push there, but it's been picked up by Mikias Mekonnen. Then brought back to that same right side to Haile Gabretinsei, who sends it down onto the left side. There's a little space on that side as well. Abel Kebede then is looking to run on the line. Some fancy footwork will bring the ball back. Astra Tunjo is one of the better dribblers that we have seen in the matches that he played previously. He's very instrumental to the attacks of the Ethiopia Buna side. But Dreddawa will pick this one up again. Going to be a throw-in from the left side. Normally, if it wasn't for the COVID protocols, the stadium would be packed and the colours would be gold and maroon for the Ethiopia Coffee side, which has got the largest following in the Ethiopian Premier League. But over the years, teams then learn as well how to slow you down. The team has only won twice in that big history of being in the Premier League and never being relegated altogether. Dreddawa on the other side were 12th in the last league before it was stopped, and have never won the league before. So again, you may think that it's time for a very mature attack or a very quick burst of speed and a shot as well, but in the Ethiopian game, it just doesn't go that same way. You got to wait, you got to be patient, you've got to enjoy the build-up and look at the 1, 2, 3 passing before you ultimately look for the technicians who might go to finish it all together. This comes all the way to the right side to Haile Gabretinsei, playing with Mikias Mekonnen. That's a big boot by Ashaleo Girma. Gets it back into the midfield for the Dreddawa side. They've got the big man Junius Nanjebe up front who they're trying to look for now. They really do have to calculate how they're going to go for the run, because Nanjebe is known for his fast runs and hard, cracking shots when he go up at the front. But that means he's got to be in good, compliments with the midfielder, Gilbert.
Yes, he has to be good complement, and also hoping that Ethiopia are going to play a high line so that they can be able to leave at least some space behind them for him to execute those runs.
To go through. He needs that space. So, but they'll be pointing out at him most of the time. They'll be trying to put the ball up there in the midfield. Yeah. When there's a loss is when you will know that things are not working so well. Some good footwork there, overwhelming the Dreddawa forwards as Ethiopia Coffee pick it up in the midfield. And played back again to Mikias Mekonnen. So even as Haile Gabretinsei was running on the flanks, they decide to change the wings onto the left side. Tilahun Abebe playing with the captain of his side, Emmanuel Johannes, a national team player, and who's also the man being preferred into the midfield for the Ethiopia Coffee side. The strike is deflected. Abel Kebede tried to shoot there. And again, this one by Mikias Mekonnen will have been cut off, but they're camping literally on the Ethiopian, on the Dreddawa half. The Ethiopia Coffee side is camping in there. They're picking up possession again and lining up just 3 of them in front of the defenders, looking for a through ball here. Very well sighted, but too quickly executed. You're going to have to watch out for some fancy and lovely to watch footwork from Asra Tunjo. That man in jersey 11 weaving his way into the box and looking to place the ball in front of his striker. There it is, what we are talking about all along. Just the footwork footwork that will get the ball into the net. And they wait right up to their last moment to be able to put it in. Never in a hurry, building it up. At the time when we were talking about Asrat Tunjo, he works his magic in there, puts it in front of Aftamu Tadese, who puts it in the net after rounding the goalkeeper as well. This is the stuff you're talking about the Ethiopian League being made of. Not afraid to take on defenders, waylaying the goalkeeper, second touch, puts the ball into the net. But Asrat Tunjo is the man who starts that dancing in that box, Gilbert.
Well, I can tell you that any stupid mistake one makes just in and around the box will definitely encourage some suffering. That's a very beautifully well-calculated goal by Haptamu Tedese, scoring his second goal of the league.
Absolutely, and he excites the fans here as well. And the fashion in which it has been made is one to marvel at. From the Addis Ababa Stadium, Ethiopia Coffee won and Diradawa nil with a 9th-minute beauty by Haptamu Tedese. He scored again in the last match that they played. And I can tell you, it's also going to be a big race for the Golden Boot in the Ethiopian Premier League. There's just enough people already in round 3 having scored 2 to 3 goals. So you've got to keep tabs on that as well. A throw into the Ethiopian Coffee side. They're not in a hurry. They build it up slowly, but very, very surely. Playing back to Mikias Mekonen. Looking for a Ryan ball there. It still goes up to the inside first and then comes out to the right. And just how quickly they managed to change it back. Tormenting the defenders with creating the spaces as well. It's actually inside the box from where the weaving and turning and twisting is being done. As Diradawa come out with it, they're using their speedsters to get over this one. It's going to be a foul. Quite rightly so by the referee. Yep, he does. And I wonder what the complaint is all about. I mean, the whistle's gone. As Itamuna Kebuni, the Namibian, was already in full flight. Together with Nanjeve, they are able to do this. That's a foul. There's no doubt about it. And there's going to be a free kick that will be given to the Diradawa side. Referee, I think, decides to just be nice for today. He's not issuing a card over that one. But Diradawa is going to take the free kick. Mr. Birhanu Mekuria says it's right here. I know where I should be playing it from. I'm not exactly sure what Elias Marmor is complaining about to the referee. I don't know. He's already given the free kick. What does he want, Gilbert?
I'm not sure why he's into an altercation with the referee. The referee has already pointed.
No, it's not an altercation, but he's appealing for something or the other. He's appealing for something more than just what has been given. I think the referee was right to give that. Wasn't that dangerous tackle as such, but it was a tackle all the same. So it's going to be a free kick. They've got the tall players up at the front as well. You watch out for number 20, Julius Nanjeve. He's got the biggest height in there. He might just be coming onto the left side as well, where Daniel Demisia is going for it as well. Too high up. Just too high for anybody to get to. And I think we are looking for a chance for Diradawa to come back into this game. They have lost it, haven't they, Gilbert?
Yeah, they've lost it.
Here is the tackle again. Here is the tackle. No, well, no,
it wasn't dangerous.
No, it wasn't dangerous. He went for the ball, and it's a sliding tackle. There's that collision that must happen there, and then the free kick. That doesn't work very well, does it, Gilbert?
It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, way over the bar. Doesn't trouble Dr. Mariam Shanko at all.
So it's going to be a goal kick then. What I tell you is, just like players do change boots, goalkeepers change gloves very often as well. So he's probably feeling like those ones were not sticky enough. The ball is not sticking in there. And now he's got a new pair of gloves. He's obviously being watched by the ref. I'm wondering how long more he needs to be able to change that, because he's delaying play here. But it's got to be comfortable. So Tekle Mariam Shanko will be taking the goal kick. Starts it very close and so hard for his defender. You know, these small mistakes in the Ethiopian League are very, very generously punished. And you don't know if Diradawa will take advantage of this. Compared to the Ethiopia Coffee side, Diradawa is not ball playing. They lose it very easily. But it comes back into the center to Daniel Demisie. They were preferring to go, into longer plays as well. It's going to be a handball here. It's going to be given to the Ethiopia Buna side after 2 hands. So who was he going to give it to first? Already there was a double handball.
He touched
there.
it twice.
But the other player also touched it. Both of them touched it. It's a question of who touched it first. Nanjeve tries to give it to his compatriot Itamuna Keibuni, with whom they ply their trade in Diradawa. And he couldn't quite take a control over that. It's a far cry from what he did when he played for Namibia in the Africa Cup of Nations. Talking about Itamuna Kaimuni. He'd really like to forget about that because he didn't do the best for his team. He actually assisted the other team more. But that's a story for another day. Gets back into the midfield. It's already out of the field of play. It's going to go for the Ethiopia Buna, or if you'd like, the Ethiopia Coffee side. Fisher Sumelisanda, the former defender of the Diradawa side when he was playing for Diradawa Babur, the Diradawa Railways, if you'd like. He's the man who's taken charge of the Diradawa side. It's nicely picked up by Abebe Tilahun. Oh, that's a push and a collision. The advantage play has been given to Ethiopia Coffee. Trying to set themselves up for a shot. And now they've got to decide whether they're going to shoot or to send the ball off the field of play, because their player is down. Oh no. This is going to be a card offense for sure. Too dangerous a tackle, and right from behind here. These are the kind of tackles that will end careers if they're not watched out for. Daniel Demisie must be punished to the fullest of the law applicable in the game of football. I mean, he's simply just cut him down. He's not going for the ball. He's not going for anything. That's a red card offense.
That's a red card, Bernard. That's a red card. The intention was not to get
this
onto
one
the ball.
here could have been unintentional, but it hurt the player as well. Yeah. But then they got the advantage, Ethiopia Coffee side, and they continue with the ball. It's upon them to decide whether they're sending the ball off the field or not. But the ref can also stop play to have that player attended to. And I think he should have done that as well when he stayed on the ground for too long. But this other side, Daniel Demisie, I still wait to see what the referee will do with this one. He's got to penalize it. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of questions about tackles in this game for sure.
He's turned himself into a physician after making that tackle.
Well, he's trying to be remorseful. He's trying to say, look, I didn't intend it. The referee has told him to step aside. And I really would like to see what is going to happen here. Oh, it's just a yellow card. That should have been a red card. Honestly. He's the luckiest person on the field at the moment. He's remorseful, yes, but we don't know if that remorse is real. We're not going to judge him, but surely that should be a red card.
His shower had already been prepared. I think the referee was a little bit lenient.
You think it was a hot shower or a cold shower? Here it is again. Look at this.
Ouch. That is a red card. That is a red card. The intention was bad. He wasn't going for the ball. He's tackling from behind. He had everything going wrong for him. Wow.
Well, it's the very first time in my entire life that I have to tell you this, but my conscience totally agrees to believe that that is an offense that still lets you remain in the field of play. But that's me talking. Let's just go on with the game at the moment. The referee has made the decision. It's going to be the Ethiopian Coffee side, again moving it on the right side. Haile Gabratinse. This is Nanjeve. Juniors with a hard shot towards the goal area. Diradawa missed the most obvious chance you could ever find in just trying to be frantic to put the ball into the net after the shot coming from Juniors Nanjeve. All he needed to do is to have the slightest of touch on that ball again. The rebound is coming. Chip it over the goalkeeper. He tried his best. It just refuses to go in after Tekle Mariam Shanko had already, spurted back into play, Gilbert.
Oh, Juniors Nanjeve, the first time that I've seen him release a blockbuster that the goalkeeper failed to stop. But again, Mohideen Musa, who has been brought in today in the third match, with the easiest of chances, Bernard. Easiest of chances.
Well, I think he wanted to touch it, If it had gone into the net, it would have shaken the net in a very, very big way. But then it goes over the bar. And unfortunately, that doesn't count. Sometimes you just score the goal. Don't score the classic one. 1-0 is the scoreline. Still in favor of the Ethiopia Coffee side. Goalkeeper is not in the right of positions, in my opinion. He's too far out of his right side. 79 possession is with Ethiopia Coffee. And they have used it to score the one goal. The game's getting more exciting as we move on. There's just a handful of fans that have been allowed to come into the stadium. I told you on either side, it's just 10 of them. For the Ethiopia Coffee fans, they probably will be the happiest at the moment. Dinadawa are making inroads. Nanjeve has turned it onto the right side. Picked up by a man who I think has a very extravagant jersey number. Mohideen Musa in jersey number 99. One short of a century. As Ethiopia Coffee bring it back, and a good ball down on the left side. Just too short to get to the man who scored the goal, Abtamu Tedese. He was looking to get a return pass and he didn't get it. There are two men on the left side for Dinadawa. Good ball. The goalkeeper is off his line and his first is getting onto it. With the Tamuna Keimuni not closing in. He needed to close in onto the ball, but he ran too far on the outside, didn't he, Gilbert?
You're right, Bernard, you're right. And with the high line that is being deployed by Ethiopian Coffee at this point in time, it has left Dinadawa with a lot of room to be able to make those counter-attacks. And one of them, you never know, he might shake the net.
You never know, Gilbert, you never know. Or one of them might just make sure they are caught again napping. This one bounce back from a deflection. Abtamu Tedese is making life very difficult for the defense line here. But this one, surely, Itamuna should have cut down, should have cut diagonally in, just seen down that distance, and the goalkeeper wouldn't have gotten in there as quickly as he did.
They're really opening up that Ethiopian backline by playing wide, using the wider areas to be able to at least to cut through, and it's really working for them so far.
Gonna be a throw-in. The coaches obviously know that this is a difficult game here. The interception coming off Haile Gabritinse with the left foot cross that was intended for the Dinadawa side, now turning into a corner for them. I am sure they're going to put in the tallest of their men in that box to try and challenge for the aerial balls. Ashaleo Girma is the one who tried to bring in the left foot cross. Now it's going to be a right foot in swinger. Very deep. Cut out again for another corner for Dinadawa. The city of very, very, well, let's call it the city of a cocktail of cultures. The Dinadawa side. Nicely carved back again. Wow. Was the hand in the natural position? We will see. Sometimes the players call for some action. But you might even look closely and find that both of them handled the ball. From a distance, it looked like that to me. But we probably will get a better chance to see it if we do. As the Ethiopia Coffee side decide to play it all the way back to the defense line. Into the midfield. It's going to be started from the midfield. They are not going so much into it, Gilbert. They are avoiding it. I don't know why. Give me a reason why.
It's very patient build-up.
It is. And then that's what is happening in the midfield. It's being cut off very easily every time. He waited for too long as well. Ashaleo Girma should have given it on the left to Nanjeve, who was already going out there. But there's going to be foul here that will be given to Dinadawa. And the guilty man is Abebe Tilahun. He's going to get into trouble. Sometimes you've got to cut out these tackles early enough just so that the game can stabilize, Gilbert.
You're right, Bernard. There's something about the Ethiopian Buna. Their two central defenders are
Yeah, that's a tackle. That's a tackle for sure.
He tackled the ball.
Yes, no, it tackled the foot, Gilbert. Here is that corner again. And yeah, that's where everybody was. Look at both of them. And both of them seem to handle the ball. It looks like it starts from here. The two number 17s. It starts from Ashale Girma and Abel Kebede. It becomes very difficult to make a decision on that, Gilbert.
Well, he just let it pass because. But of
Plus,
course
their hands were in the natural position
yeah,
anyway. They were just trying to clear the ball there. A free kick. Elias. Oh, he didn't go for it, Elias Mamo. He left it. He was trying to be the decoy in that one. Doesn't work well. Goes out of the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick, which is going to be given to Ethiopia Buna. How's your Amari coming up, Gilbert?
You say Buna is coffee.
I just asked how your Amari is coming up. I was going to ask you about something else altogether. I was asking you whether you know now the Babur as well.
Babur, Gunash.
It has to be food. It can't be anything else. That's why you are talking about goulash.
Goulash.
You can't talk about the train, the babur. Oh, Gilbert. Okay. Well, yeah. You start from what you love best. This is another foul in the midfield that was given. Those nasty little fouls, apart from just messing up the game, can also be dangerous tackles.
Yeah, and they slow down.
It's good that they are clamped down on.
Yeah, it even slows down the player. You know, we are in the early days of the league, and once you start losing your best players, then it becomes a little bit.
We've seen a couple of them. We've seen a couple of them who have been carried off the field of play. So it's coming from the midfield onto the left side of the attack for the Dreda side. Too big, it goes off the field of play. This is going to be a throw in for Ethiopia Coffee. Oh, good tucked by Haile Gabritinse. Plays it to his defender, Tilahun, who then starts the build-up on the left side. And not many of the Ethiopian Coffee players in that midfield. There's space in there. But yeah, they find the one man who is there. Out to the right side to Mikias Mekonen. You know, it's not very often that you find a defender as a fulcrum on which the play is revolving, and at the moment it's looking like Haile Gabritinse in Jersey 18 is doing exactly that. When the build-up is coming from the defense area, seems like the man who's the go-to man. Get the ball to Dreda have picked up possession. There's three of them running, and they've picked it up through Ashaleo Girma, brings it to the side. It's in the net. Itamuna Keimuni. I don't know who he's going to be celebrating with, but he might be going to look for his coach as well. And it goes all the way to the technical bench. While the coach of the opposing side is just watching him. He's gone to the fans. He'll be penalized if he doesn't watch out as well. There's what is called of a celebration. He's going to get a yellow card for that. And especially with the COVID protocols. Unless, of course, the referee was doing something different altogether, trying to get other players on the field. The assistant should signal the referee. I think he's going to go scot-free. He's not been seen, so he's been celebrating. And Mr. Birhanu Mekuria will restart it with the scoreline having changed here. A big run, the two of them on side, Gilbert. It was just a question of what they're going to do, both of them.
They had all the time in the world, especially as Chalu Girma lays the ball off.
Look at the goalkeeper. Look at the goalkeeper. You know, he thinks the ball is going outside and is watching it hit the other side and come back into the net.
It actually hit the post. This is the second time today that we've seen a ball hitting. You know,
Tekle Mariam Shanko is watching, not knowing where it's going. I'll tell you something. Mr. Itamuna Keimuni is very lucky. He would have gotten a yellow card for over-celebrating.
Yes.
But the referee was busy trying to get the other players to come into the field. From the Addis Ababa Stadium, Ethiopia Coffee 1, Dreda 1. It's all square. And we got a game in our hands, Gilbert.
We have a game in our hands, Bernard. I was just about to tell you that I'm a little bit worried in the way the structure at the back for Ethiopian Bunya is, because this little man, number 18, Haile Gabritinsky, is moving farther ahead in the up the field, but his recovery when they lose possession of the ball is very wanting, and therefore there's a big gap between the two center backs. That is Betriket Samuel and Fikadu Deneke.
So if you're the coach of the opposite side, how do you tell them to take advantage of that?
They've already taken advantage.
They have already?
Yes.
So they should run into that space?
In that space.
And give the long balls?
Yes, on the right side especially.
This is where the tackle has been executed on Muhyiddin Musa. It's going to be a free kick for Dhiradawa. They're back into the game with their tails up at the moment. It's going to be a very explosive afternoon, I can tell you. A big free kick into the box, not yet dealt with. Yeah, shot almost deflected into the net there, but cleared on the line. Just cleared off the line. It became a little bit difficult to deal with it because it went directly towards the goalkeeper. The defender here tries to backheel it. Haile Gabratinske would have made the worst mistake to try and do that. Some good ball down on the left side. Again, Itamuni, Keimuni. The deflection sends it off the field of play. It's going to be a corner, or it's going to be for Dhiradawa. They're on the ascendancy.
They are on the ascendancy, Bernard. The one goal that they have scored has really given them some impetus to try and move forward. Now they have the confidence to be able at least to push more men forward, and they're giving Ethiopia Buna a lot of trouble defensively.
A corner. A long one. Being chased by the big midfielder, Betreket Samuel. I think he realized he's not going to get to it. And why not help it go a little further now that it has evaded him? So it's going to be a throw-in from the other side. We've got a player on the ground with a little bit of a discomfort. Mikias Mekonen is going to get medical attention on the field here. And after about 30 minutes of play, Gilbert, with the scoreline at 1-1 and both beautiful goals, how would you then talk about the game in itself? Even though I think there's going to be a change here, the coach is giving instructions to Lazar Shimelis, who is a forward in this team.
The first 15 minutes belong to Ethiopian Kofi. The next 15 minutes belong to Dhiradawa. Well, Dhiradawa gave some respect to Ethiopian Kofi in the first half.
You see, this man has already removed his boots, Gilbert. Mikias Mekonen. Yeah, he's already removed his boots. I don't think he's coming back into the field of play. And I think he's going to be substituted. And Alazar Shimelis is already being introduced into the game on this side. So, again, in the Ethiopian Premier League, the coach is very quick to read what problems the players are having and very quick to make those changes as well. Now you're allowed 5 changes in the team, and you can use all of them. You can sit as many as 12 players on the bench. It's partly to do with the COVID restrictions as well, but I think it's also just made it more profitable for the teams to be able to use what they have on the bench in terms of power. Dhiradawa have certainly come back more confidently in their ball handling skills after the goal that was very, very classically scored by Itamuna Keimuni. And they are finding each other again in those long balls. The referee becomes part of the play there. Mr. Virsha Gabriel, Mr. Birihanu Mekuria was part of play here. 26 and 29% in terms of where the attacks are going, Gilbert.
It's equal. It's equal. Yeah, it's equal. They all have equal chances.
Oh. Just picked up by Ashale Ugirma. Confident enough as well to play it back to his defender. Long ball to Nanjeve, who's got one man to beat. They actually look alike with the same hairstyle. Little tufts of hair tied onto the back there. And the challenge is what we are waiting to see. The Namibian striker, Julius Nanjeve, exciting his coach, but worrying the coach on the other side. This is over the defenders, but straight into the hands of Tekle Mariam Shanko. 32 minutes of pure entertainment, Gilbert.
It's pure entertainment. We've seen both teams not relenting, they're pushing, both of them pushing forward whenever they are in possession of the ball. And of course, very, very good defensive play by that team.
Here is Junius Nanjeve. They made a mistake and it's ended up in his feet. He doesn't get a very good shot, but they get a chance to do it again. Try to lift it above the defenders. A left foot shot here, not very well done. Ashale Girma seems to have been surprised that that ball got to him.
They need to utilize these opportunities, especially Ashale Girma. A lot of balls are coming towards his end. He needs to calm down, pick his spot. If he cannot be able to score, then pick out either Itamuna Kimaine or Junius Nanjebe. Try and see whether they can be able to score some more goals. Huge opportunities.
They try to go on the left side and try to go for a shot from that side. Big boot again, right into the center. They haven't been much on the ball, the Ethiopia Buna side. A quick attempt to try and get it into the midfield is also thwarted by Ethiopia Coffee. The advantage play is given to them as Al-Azhar Shimelis gets his first touch of the ball. That's a new substitute. He's coming in place of Mikias Mekonen, who seems to have been injured. Snatches this one away. Basically, mugs the Dhiradawa player of the ball. And starts off for a quick attack. Helped by Abel Kebede. It goes on to the left side. This is Lemante Kassar. And when it goes on to that left side, you watch out for two people. The captain of the side and Nasrat Tunjo. But they've lost it. There's 3-on-2 here. If he could have just been patient enough to be able to do the right thing. And I can also tell you that Mintes Not Kebede is now getting worried of Junius Nancheve. You can see with the way he's handling the ball. He's worried about the speed and he seems to think he's going to be caught up in that speed and Nancheve will leave him behind.
Yes, he's also a bulky fellow. I mean, and very, very strong indeed. You expect that anytime that is one against the Mintes Not, he will definitely overcome.
This goes on to the left side. Back into the midfield. Manuel Johannes. Still just running it around now to try and keep possession and frustrate the midfielders, which is one thing the Ethiopia Coffee side do very well. The possession game is actually their forte as they bring it onto the left side. Looking for two men to try and go for it. None of them gets to it. And it just, it was just on the face of goal there. No one going for it, troubling the goalkeeper as well. But nobody making a connection, Gilbert.
Yes, sometimes when you give those kind of balls just in the face of goal, you expect your strikers to have anticipated and run in as quickly as possible. But then they only had, Ethiopia had only one striker in the box.
Still out on the right side, looking for space. And this one was very easily read and cleared off the line as well. Bebe Tilahun will bring it back for the Ethiopia Coffee side. And the captain of the side, Emmanuel Johannes, decides to change the wings onto the right side. For as long as there are two players against one, you can always believe that it's going to be something more positive that has been done. This is going to be a penalty. Very well done by, I tell you, Tafese Solomon. He just leaves his foot behind and is clipped by Zenebe Kebede. It's a very intelligent way of doing it. He just clipped him, and I tell you, he made it very deliberate. You know the way you can incite someone to come and tackle you. That's what happened. And here it is again. Look. He already is going for the ball. He's gotten it away. He can go actually for a score. And the honest truth is, the player doesn't tackle the ball, and unfortunately, it's in the box. So that rolling down there by Tafese is just to pick up the penalty for the Ethiopia Coffee side. 10 fouls, with 6 of them from Dhiradawa, puts Freu Getahun in a very difficult position at the moment to try and save a penalty. Or if you have to look at it as an Ethiopia Coffee fan, then it gives a chance to Tafese Solomon to try and put in a goal. If Tafese scores, he's going to be the second player from the Ethiopia Coffee side to score 2 goals. Oh, it's saved here! And he goes for the rebound, which goes over the bar. Tafese will be crestfallen. How does he not put this into the net at a time when they need to be leading this game. It's kudos to Freo Gotahun. He goes the right side, and then Tafese obviously does not put back the rebound.
Well, Bernard, that's too cautious. This is too cautious of a player who's 27-year-old and has 10 caps with the national team, and with the national team goalkeeper seated right ahead of us. That is not the way an international player.
Look at the way they're celebrating with the goalkeeper. You'd think they've scored a goal. But I guess the opposite side of scoring a goal is saving a goal. Big one for Nanchebe. Tries to cut back past the defenders. Maintains not Kabede, then intercepts it. As Ethiopia Coffee will start the build-up on the left side. This would have been a chance for the Coffee side to go ahead in the first half of this game. But at the moment, it's still square at 1-1 from the Addis Ababa Stadium in the resumption of the Ethiopian Premier League, coming to you live on your World of Champions from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Nice little footwork. Gets Haile Gabratinse away from everybody else. And Emmanuel Ioannis then tries to take it again. Oh, his left foot defies him. Chamu Tadese couldn't get onto that ball. I don't know if it's just me thinking, Gilbert, but Dida Dawa seemed to have gotten new fans at the stadium today. Yeah, there's a little bit more than just 10 who are supporting the side now.
They're only 10, but their voices put together, it's like they're about 50 or 100.
I tell you, it's a little bit more than 10. Namcheve! Big boot in between a cross and a shot towards goal. The result is it goes out for a throw-in on the other side. It's got to be a throw-in here. And there's value in the attacks. The Coffee side has rarely used the right side for any attacks. The Dida Dawa side have used the right side 16% of the times in the attacks. The Coffee side have used the left side, and that's where the goal did come from as well. So they are using, alternate sides for the attacks in this game.
And most of the attacks coming through the middle.
No. You got to be careful with these kind of tackles. Tadese didn't need to. He's a forward. What is he doing up? He's a midfielder, an attacking midfielder. What is he doing up there with kung fu kicks flying around in the middle of the field? He's just setting himself up for an unnecessary kind of penalizing here. Coffee will come back. You know, they came in the first half and played so good, you'd have thought and you'd have felt the way you do when you take an espresso coffee. But at the moment, Gilbert, it's a little bit of a different taste that they are giving in this game. I think the offside here has been called on the Dida Dawa side, the Ethiopian Coffee side for Dida Dawa. It's going to be a free kick. This is Freo Gotahun. He's a little bit of a superstar at the moment.
It's too casual.
He went on the right side.
It's too casual. He's even showing the goalkeeper where he's going to put the ball. That is too casual. The second chance, he should have buried it.
Yeah, the goalkeeper stays his line, doesn't move until the ball has been played. He's out on the left side to Ashaleo Girma, looking for support. He doesn't have anyone behind him to get him the ball, but at least it gets Zenebe Kebede, who joins it. They're pushing a high line. They did it down side. Headed out by Mintes, not Kebede. This Coffee bringing it out to the right side. And I think Dida Dawa are now running with the possession. In the last 5 minutes, they've got it at 70%, although in the total number of minutes played, theirs is way below, literally almost half of what the Ethiopia Coffee side has managed so far. And Ethiopia Coffee has done well with them. They've missed a chance, though, to score, and they also threw a penalty. But so has Dida Dawa, missed a chance to score earlier on from a shot that just didn't go into the net. They just needed one final touch. This is going to be out in the main field. Some interesting off-the-ball actions going on with two number 5s challenging one another. Tafese Solomon and Daniel Devisie, just almost clowning around. And they're going to come into close contact to each other again as long as the ball is on this side. Gabritinse plays it. Not him again. It's a little touch coming off Alemante Casa, who has played it just a little bit too casual. And has been picked up by Friu Ketahun. Sends it up at the front. The Diradawa side don't want to dilly-dally too much with the ball. Nanjeve tries to give it out to Mueddin Musa. But the header doesn't get, the pass is not completed. You can almost feel it when the Ethiopia Coffee side are building, and they build very slowly. You can almost feel something is in the works. They're cooking something, aren't they?
They're trying to cook something, but quite slowly, and their moves are very legible because they're allowing Dirdawa to drop back and reorganize themselves as quickly as possible.
Because they did, they move the ball around a little bit more all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. I was expecting to see a little better of Asrat Tunjo on that left side, but the ball has not gone there recently. There's a better one coming to the Ethiopia Coffee side, to Alazar Shimelis. Big header sends it back to Alazar. Out for a throw-in. Courtesy of the header by Zenebe Kebede. It's going to be for Ethiopia Coffee. So Fisher Sumelisa knows very well that he's got this one tied at the moment from the club with the biggest support base. A club that has been in the league for very long, never been relegated. It means that they have always had a performance that keeps them in the league. So Diradawa knows they're up against some very strong challenge. But because they're also in the Premier League, we often say there's no small team in the Premier League. Every team is a big team. And when you're playing your games, you play knowing everybody's challenging for the title. Unless you're in the business end of things and you're up against some of the teams that are probably challenging for relegation. And even so, they become some of the most dangerous teams to play because they have nothing to lose. They play all-out football. 45 minutes played, Gilbert. What's your analysis of it now that we've got only 2 minutes of added time in this one?
Well, I think Ethiopian Buna gave too much room for Diradawa to come into the game, and they've really pushed them as far as they can. So far, I think the game has been 50-50, equal chances on both sides.
Oh, Itamuna is one man you'll remember in this one. It's been clipped a bit here, just clipped here. But send the ball out for a corner for the Diradawa side. They're pushing their tall man in there. Itamuna challenging for it. And then it's lobbed back. Here is the header. And the goalkeeper finally taking it. Can they start a quick build-up? Well, no. No. That rush is not good for the side. They actually throw the ball away to the opponents. Itamuna again has the ball, but he also heads it off the field of play. Interesting times in this Ethiopian Premier League, but this one had enough people challenging, but Mintes Kebede sent the ball out, so I guess it was a 50-50 challenge.
It was a 50-50 challenge, and the motivation behind this league is that one, it's being shown live on your World of Champions, and two, it has very big sponsorship from BetKing. So, in terms of motivation, the players are really motivated. They know that they've been watched on TV.
You think they're putting up a better performance than?
Yes, of course.
Okay, Gil, but you're always looking on the other side, on the far side. I'm just thinking as well, yes, they're putting up a very good performance like this one, and the shot! This is what good stuff is made of. Ebo Kebede. First touch is excellent in the control. Second touch is a good shot as well. It's just the calculation of it. It's a one and a second shot there. Just veers off target.
Fast touch,
fantastic. That's the story of the Ethiopian League. You blink, you are punished. Kebede missing a chance here. And I think that's going to be the last bit of action in this half, in my estimation. As soon as Fred Getaun takes that free kick, that goal kick, I think it's going to come to an end, because we've already played the 2 minutes of added time. We'll be waiting to see what happens in the second half of this one. But yes, an interesting game in the first half between Ethiopian Coffee and Dragawa at the moment tied at 1-1, with both of them having had chances to extend their lead, and both of them missing those chances. Emmanuel Yunis will know that he has to captain his team to a better performance. But from the Addis Stadium, it's Kofi 1 and Dragawa 1.
ያሰባሰበን ክለባችን ኢትዮጵያ ቡናችን ሰገባን በደማችን ኢትዮጵያ ቡና ክለባችን ያተፈታን
Holidays, what a time.
ፍላጎት በጣም ያየለበት ጨዋታ ነበር። ሙከራዎች የሚበዙበት ነው። እንዴት ነበር ሞኬላል?
ምናልባት ሰሞኑን በተደረጉት 3 ሳምንታት ከተመለከትናቸው ጠንካራና ለተመልካችም ሳቢ ጨዋታዎች መካከል የዛሬውን አንደኛው ነው ብለን መጥቀስ እንችላለን። በሁለቱም ቡድኖች በኩል በርካታ የግብ ዕድሎች ተፈጥረዋል። ለማመን የሚከብድ ኳስም ተስቷል። ሙሁዲን ሙሳ በኢትዮጵያ ቡና ተከላካዮች ስህተትና በግብ ጠባቂው የአያያዝ ችግር የተገኘውን አጋጣሚ ሳይጠቀምበት ቀርቷል። በኢትዮጵያ ቡና በኩልም ዘነበ ከበደ የሰራውን አደገኛ ጥፋት ተከትሎ የተገኘውን ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት ታፈሰ ሰለሞን መጠቀም ሳይችል ቀርቷልና ምናልባት እነዚህ ሁለት የግብ አጋጣሚዎች ሁለቱንም ቡድኖች ዋጋ የሚያስከፍሉ ሊሆኑ ይችላሉ በጨዋታው አጠቃላይ ውጤት ላይ።
ለኢትዮጵያ ቡና ከድል ነው የመጣው፣ ለድሬዳዋ ከተማ ደግሞ ነጥብ ጥሎ ነው የመጣው። ስለዚህ ለማገገም የሚጠቀምበት ነበር ወይ የሚለውን ሀሳብ በደንብ የተመለከትንበት ነበር። በተለይም ውጤቱን ይፈልገዋል ድሬዳዋ ከተማ። ኢትዮጵያ ቡናም እንዲሁ ይሄ የማሸነፍ ስትሬክን መቀጠል ስላለብህ መሸነፍ ማንም አይፈልግም። ነገር ግን አስገዳጅ ሆነ የምትሸነፍባቸው ጨዋታዎች እንዳለ ሆነው ማሸነፍ ደግሞ በጣም አስፈላጊ ስለሆነ ኢትዮጵያ ቡና ይሄን ውጤት በጣም የሚፈልገው ነው። ጨዋታው እንደተጀመረ እንቅስቃሴው ወዲያውኑ በፍጥነት ወደ ጎል የመድረስ በሁለቱም ቡድኖች በኩል ነበረ። በተለይም ደግሞ በኢትዮጵያ ቡና በኩል የአቡበከር ነስሩ አለመኖር የቡድኑን የማጥቃት ኃይል ሊቀንሰው ይችላል ወይ የሚል ስጋት ነበረ። ነገር ግን መጀመሪያ ላይ ጨዋታው እንደተጀመረ እንግዲህ ሀብታሙ ተከስተ ባስቆጠረው ኳስ ታደሰ ባስቆጠረው ኳስ የተሻለ የማሸነፍ ስሜትና የማሸነፍ ወኔ ውስጥ ነው የገባው ኢትዮጵያ ቡና። ከዛም በኋላ 2 እና 3 የግብ ሙከራዎችን ፈጥሯል።
ኢትዮጵያ ቡና የመጀመሪያዎቹ 15 ደቂቃዎች ላይ አሰልጣኙ ካሳይ አረጋይ በሚፈልገው የጨዋታ መንገድ ጭምር ኳሱን በሚገባ 1-2 እየተቀባበሉ ወደ ተቃራኒ የግብ ክልል መድረስ ችለዋል። አንድ ጎልን ያስቆጠሩበት መንገድ በአሰልጣኙ የጨዋታ ፍልስፍና መንገድ ነው ማለት እንችላለን። ከዚያ በኋላ ያሉትን ደቂቃዎች ግን የአሰልጣኝ ፍስሐ ጡመ ልሳን ቡድን ከፍተኛ ብልጫ ወስዷል። አሁን የምንመለከተው ሙሁዲን ሙሳ ለማመን የሚያስቸግር ኳስ ነው። ምናልባት የውድድር ዘመኑ ከተሳቱ ምርጥ የግብ አጋጣሚዎች መካከል አንደኛው ሆኖ ልንመለከተው እንችላለን።
ሪባውንድ ያደረገ ኳስ ስለሆነ ያው ከግብ ጠባቂው የተነፋ ኳስ ነው። ከዛ በኋላ ኳሱን ሲመጣ ወይ አልጠበቀውም ወይም ደግሞ ለመምታት አልተዘጋጀም። ከዛ በኋላ ነው በግብ አናት ላይ ላከው። እሱም ፊቱ እንደምንመለከተው መሳቱ አላመነው ነበር። ይሄኛው ኳስ በእጅ ተነክቷል አልተነካ የሚለው ውዝግብ ነበረ። ቀደም ሲል እየተመለከትነው ነበር በድጋሚ ምስልና በእጅ የተነካ ኳስ ነው። ሞመንቱ ደግሞ እንቅስቃሴው ለተጫዋች በተለይም ደግሞ ቦክስ ውስጥ ላለ ተጫዋች እድልን ማሳጣት ይመስላል።
ለዳኛው ውሳኔውን መወሰን በጣም አስቸጋሪ ይመስለኛል። ምክንያቱም ኳሱ አጠገብ ሌላ የድሬዳዋ ከተማ ተጫዋች ስለነበር ማን የነካው የሚለውን መወሰን በጣም አስቸጋሪ ነው። እኛ በምልሰት ስንመለከት ነው ኳሱን በእጅ መነካቱን የተመለከትነው። በጣም አስደናቂ ኳስ ኢታሙና ኬሚኔ አስቆጥሯል። የኢትዮጵያ ቡና የተከላካይ መስመር በጣም ደካማ እንደሆነ የተመለከትንበትና የቀድሞው የኢትዮጵያ ቡና ተጫዋች አስቻለው ግርማ በዚህ ጨዋታ ላይ እየፈጠረ ያለውን ተጽዕኖ ያየንበት የጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ ነው። አስቻለው በመስመር በኩል ከሚያደርጋቸው የጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴዎች በተጨማሪ የአጥቂ መስመሩ የተጫዋቹ የአቋቋም የፖዚሽኒንግ እንደዚሁ ልናደንቅ ይገባል።
መስመር ላይ የነበረ መስመር ላይ የኃይሌ ገብረትንሳኤ መውጣት በተለይም ደግሞ ይሄ የፉልባክ ተጫዋቾች ሲወጡ የሚሸፈንላቸው ተጫዋቾች መሸፈን አለባቸውና እሱ ከወጣ በኋላ ያለውን ክፍተት የቡድን ጓደኞቹ አፍሪካ መሸፈን አለመቻላቸው ክፍተቱን የበለጠ እንዲጎላ አድርጎታል። ይሄ የፍጹም ቅጣት ምት ነው። የፍጹም ቅጣት ምቱ ኢትዮጵያ ቡና ግልጽ ፋውል ነው የተሰራው። ዘነበ ከበደ የሰራው ጥፋት ያው የግድ ለመሀል ዳኛው ቅርብ ስለነበረ የሚያሰጥ ነበር። ግን ታፈሰ። ኳሱ ከተፋፈሰ እንግዲህ ብዙ ነገሮች የኢትዮጵያ ቡና ደጋፊዎች ይጠብቃሉ። አንዳንዴ ትልልቅ ተጫዋቾች ወይም ደግሞ የጨዋታው አይን የሚባሉ ተጫዋቾች የፍጹም ቅጣት ምቶች ላይ ትንሽ አይናፋር ይሆናል።
በነገራችን ላይ ፍሬው ጌታሁን ከመስመሩ ባይለቅ ኖሮ ኳሱ እንደገና ሊመታ የሚችልበት እድል ሊፈጠር ይችል ነበር። እንግዲህ ሁለተኛው አጋማሽ ላይ ምን ይጠበቃል የሚለውን መመልከት አለብን። በተለይ የመጀመሪያው አጋማሽ ላይ ከመጀመሪያዎቹ 15 ደቂቃዎች በኋላ የኢትዮጵያ ቡና እግር ኳስ ክለብ ብልጫ ተወስዶበታል እና አሰልጣኝ ካሳይ አረጋይ ሁለተኛው አጋማሽ ላይ በተለይ አማካይ ክፍል ላይ የተወሰደባቸው ብልጫ ለመመለስ ለውጦችን ያደርጋሉ ብዬ እጠብቃለሁ። ከዛ በተጨማሪ ግን በኢትዮጵያ ቡና በኩል የተከላካይ መስመር ተጫዋቾቹ በተደጋጋሚ ጥፋቶችን ሰርቷልና መጠንቀቅ አለባቸው።
እስኪ የጨዋታውን አጠቃላይ ቁጥሮች እንመልከት። 51 ከመቶ የኳስ ቁጥጥሩ መሀል ላይ ነበረ። በድሬዳዋ ከተማ በኩል እንግዲህ 21 ከመቶ የኳስ እንቅስቃሴ እነሱ ሜዳ ላይ ነበር። ኢትዮጵያ ቡና 28 ከመቶ የኳስ እንቅስቃሴ ፍሰቱ ሜዳቸው ላይ ነበር። ይሄ ማለት ተቆጣጥሮ ለመውጣት የሚያደርጉትን ሂደት ነው የሚያሳየው። 66 ለ34 ነው የኳስ ቁጥጥሩ። 66 ከመቶ ድሬዳዋ ከተማ የኢትዮጵያ ቡና የኳስ ቁጥጥሩን ተከታትሏል። በመሀል የሚነሱ የኳስ እንቅስቃሴዎችን ስንመለከት 57 ከመቶ ያው ቀስቱ እንደሚያሳየን በሂደት የድሬዳዋ ተጫዋቾች ከራሳቸው ሜዳ ለመውጣት የሚሞክሩበት ነበረ። በመስመርም የኳስ ሂደቱን ቁጥር ስንመለከት 29 ለ14 ከመቶ ነው። ስለዚህ የተሻለውን ብልጫ ለመውሰድ ድሬዳዋ ከነማዎች የመሄድ በተለይም ከራሳቸው መስመር ለመውጣት የሚያደርጉት ጥረት በደንብ የሚያሳይ ነው። በሁለተኛው ግማሽ የተጫዋች ቅያሪ ወይም ደግሞ የተጫዋች ለውጥ ሊኖር ይችላል። በተለይም የጌሙን አጠቃላይ እንቅስቃሴ ተቆጣጥረው ሊወጡ የሚችሉ ተጫዋቾችን ሁለቱም አሰልጣኞች ሊጠቀሙ ይችላሉ። አማካኝ ክፍልን መቆጣጠር ብዙ ጊዜ የጨዋታን እንቅስቃሴ ተቆጣጥሮ ለመውጣት ያግዛል።
አሰልጣኝ ካሳይ አራጌ በፋሲል ከነማው ጨዋታ ላይ እንዳደረገው ሁሉ ሁለተኛው አጋማሽ ላይ ለውጦችን አድርጎ የተወሰደበትን ብልጫ ለማስተካከል ጥረት ያደርጋል ብዬ አስባለሁ። በተለይ ከመጀመሪያዎቹ 20 ደቂቃዎች በኋላ የድሬዳዋ ከተማ እግር ኳስ ክለብ የተሻለ ብልጫ ወስዷል። አማካይ ክፍል ላይ አብዛኛው የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴ የሚጀምረው የድሬዳዋ ከተማዎች በአማካይ ክፍል እንደመሆኑ መጠን ምናልባት አሰልጣኝ ካሳይ አራጌ አለማንተ ካሳን እንደገና ተጨማሪ አንድ የተከላካይ አማካይ ሚና ያለው እንደ አማኑኤል ዮሐንስ አይነት ተጫዋች
እያሱ ታምሩን ረመዳን ናስር በዚህ ቡድን ውስጥ እንግዲህ
ያን አለማንተ ካሳን የሚያግዝ የአማካይ ክፍል ተጫዋች የሚያስፈልጋቸው ይመስለኛል። የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴ በመሀል ለመሀል ስለነበር ማለት ነው።
እንግዲህ የሁለቱ ቡድኖች አጠቃላይ የጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ የመጀመሪያው 45 ደቂቃ በቁጥሮች እንዲሁም ደግሞ በእይታ የተመለከትነውን ይመስል ነበረ። ሁለተኛው ግማሽ ምን አይነት መልክ ይኖረዋል የሚለውን ደግሞ ከኮሜንታተሮች ጋር ቆይታ በማድረግ እንድትከታተሉ ከወዲሁ ጋብዛችኋለን። የቤት ኪንግ የኢትዮጵያ ፕሪሚየር ሊግ ጨዋታን እየተከታተላችሁ ትገኛላችሁ። አሁንም አብራችሁን ቆዩ።
The season on a winning note by entering the Premier League competition. Simply enter remaining wins and you can stand in line to win premium prizes in a league of their own. This is the hottest new iPhone 12 drops every week for the next 18 weeks. Enter supersport.com for all the details. To BangBet, your premier sports betting partner in Africa. BangBet, your premier bet.
Well, welcome back to the second half of the second game of the day, pitting Ethiopia Buna and Dire Dawa. So much was expected from Ethiopia Buna, a team that has won the Premier League once in 2011 and has had 4 Super Cups and being represented in the CAF Champions twice. And you expected that they were going to maul the Dire Dawa side. Dire Dawa coming into this game with a lot of motivation. In the first 15 minutes, they were down 1-0, but again, they got the confidence and came back loudly and clearly through a goal that was scored by Itumana Kiemeni, an input from Namibia. Well, as the teams get back, we do expect that it's going to be a lot of fireworks in this second half. Remember that it's only 1-1 and a lot of expectations from the Dire Dawa fans who have come, not in numbers, but a few fans who have been allowed into the stadiums because of the COVID protocols. Well, and these are the goals from the first half from one of the most industrious players on that side, Haptamu Tedese. Haptamu Tedese coming in and scoring a very, very crucial goal. And there was a reply that came very, very fast. A good pass from the left from Aschalu Girma, and no other than one Itumana Kiumeni scoring a ferocious goal that goalkeeper Tekle Mariam Shanko was not able to put his hands on. But again, that man that is on your screen right now, Haptamu Tedese, has scored 2 goals to his credit in the last 3 games that he has played, and looking very prime to score the 3rd goal and probably be the only player to have scored 3 goals so far in this league. Well, the goalkeeper, Tekle Mariam Shanko, has had very, very few opportunities to thank for because of the inability of Dire Dawa to shoot straight towards him. And the other goalkeeper, Friu Getahun, well saved a penalty from Tefese Solomon, international with the Ethiopian national team, 27 years, 10 caps to his credit, failing to beat Friu Getahun in the Dire Dawa goal. To take us through the second half of this game is my lead commentator, Bernard Atieno.
Well, that's going to be in partnership with you, Gilbert. So we'll just continue to the next 45 minutes. Referee Birhanu Mekuria has actually brought it to a start in the second half. Again, a big expectation on who's going to be taking the 3 points out of this one. As it is, they could just settle for 1 point each if it ended like this in the 90 minutes. But, well, 90 minutes is far from here. It's 1 full half before we can be able to see that, with the first chance of the shot coming to the Dire Dawa side. But it will not be effective at all. Gima Chuenyao and Mekonen Hailu will take you through the Amari commentary. You know how to get that as well on your remote control. Go to the language options. Press 1 or 2 to choose between Amharic and English. Press OK and exit. And you'll be able to enjoy the language of your choice out of those 2. We'll be trying to find out exactly what Dire Dawa have decided to do in the second half. Same as we'll be trying to do for the Ethiopia Buna side. A quick rebound, gives the ball back to the Dire Dawa side, courtesy of Minyamir Petros. And he also gets the free kick for the side as well. On the other hand, it's Itamuna Kemuni, who was off in full flight in the very first move of the second half and tried to go for a shot, and I think it knocked the wind out of him after that big run. And he's still trying to recover from that. We'll be coming to what they have discussed in the dressing room in just one while. I think the referee says to hold on a bit, it's going to be a free kick. I wonder why the captain of the Ethiopia Buna side was thinking that it should be a throw-in for them. Emmanuel Ioannis, as a captain, should know that you don't do such things to the referee. He whistled for a free kick. It's going to be a free kick. It has been given to the Dire Dawa side, who are now playing from left to right. The scoreline is 1-1 as we resume the second half. Gilbert, what's the pep talk at halftime all about, if you can figure it in your mind?
But I think for Dire Dawa, there has been opportunities, especially when they move the ball from one side and try to switch the ball, especially on the left-hand side where the 2 strikers Itamuna have been dropping into because of the advancement of Haile Gretinsky.
So
moving
what
up
would be the advice, Gilbert?
They're not coming back. So to me,
Okay.
try and move the ball as fast as possible on one side and switch the ball to the other side.
All right, because they're already doing that, Gilbert, and that's why I wanted you to give us as fast as possible. They're already trying to move the ball onto the right side. You're going to have to shorten your advice to the teams, otherwise you'll need 30 minutes instead of 15 at halftime. I think for this man, Kasaya Arage, he was very quick as well. What do you think he told his players in short in the Ethiopia's coffee side?
Quick movement, because they're moving the ball quietly but not fast enough to be able to break down their down.
All right, so moving a little bit quicker, much the same way probably as the Ethiopia St. George side does move the ball. They are also ball players. They're very technical as well, but slightly faster. Oh, this already has been stolen here by Ashaleo Girma. A good number of fans who are the Ethiopia Coffee fans at the stadium are not getting happy about the fact that they're losing easy balls here. The 1-1 current stalemate seems to be unnerving for some people. But it's very early stages. It's only the 48th minute of the game. You don't expect things to happen so quickly, do you, Gilbert? You've got to watch them as they unfold on the field of play.
But I think in the second half, the first few minutes of the second half should be a little bit ferocious. You need to get people moving forward and create those opportunities as quickly as possible.
So maybe that's what is going to happen with Abel Kebere trying to get onto the ball here. He's made Bereket Samuel take a 360 turn and lose his footing in the process as well, spinning him round by pulling him, and also, well,
there's a foul.
Clipping also his feet and all that, you know. So Abel Kebede, the guilty man in that one, going to be given to the Dire Dawa side as a free kick. Simply just cut him off and pulled him onto the sides, and then clipped his ankles as well in his movement. Sometimes the players try to make it look like a very normal kind of move. Ferel Getahun will take it for Dire Dawa. It's picked up by the captain of the side, Emmanuel Johannes. They're winning the ball in terms of having a touch on it, but they're not winning possession. And now they will be trying to come in from the left side, doing a good turn here, and a foul that will be given to Dire Dawa. He's saying that he pushed me, but I think the defender Haile Gabratinse is not believing that. There it is.
That's
he
a
pushed
foul.
him, obviously, didn't he?
That's a foul. He pushed Mohidin.
There it is again. Look at it again. Yeah, he pushed him. Simply pushed him off the ball. Yeah, the confirmation was there that he pushed me. Yes, we agree. And a free kick has been given to Dire Dawa. So Tinse has got to watch out as well, not to be gifting out those kind of free kicks. That's too close to the box. Gilbert, how do you calculate it in yards to the box? I just want to see whether I'll get my mathematics correct to the meters as well.
That's about 20 yards from the
20
box.
yards from the box?
Yes.
No, you mean from the goalkeeper. From the box, it's just about a meter. It comes in, hits the crossbar. Lovely take from the right, from the left side of the attack, but on a right foot, and becomes an in-swinger. Here is another cross it's dealt with, this time round by Shanko. Very quickly starts a build-up for the Ethiopia coffee side. But since the score that the Dire Dawa side made, they've really brought it to the Ethiopia coffee side just as much as the Ethiopia coffee side has brought it to them, Gilbert.
They have attacking mostly on the left-hand side of the attack. At the same time, Kofi also attacking mostly from the left side of the attack.
Aswa Tunjo gets the ball back. He's tackled and loses. Well, doesn't lose. Kofi don't lose possession, but Tunjo did lose it. Out on the right side, Al-Azara. Shimel is looking for somebody to play it to. They're still going to be building it from behind. Comes to Tunjo. Mixes himself up, handles the ball in the process as well, but some fleet footing that he was going to go in there with is huffing and panting because he used so much energy. He almost got the better of everybody else here. It's just that he handled it, but he was trying to get past the defender as well. And a touch in there would have been very, very crucial. This one actually did take the crossbar, and they came so close to changing the scoreline, Gilbert.
Yep, very, very close to, and that it's actually from one of the most industrious players, Elias Mamo. We've rarely seen him in this game this afternoon, Bernard.
Yeah, so then we remove the word industrious from his description. He's supposed to be industrious.
He's
but,
supposed to be industrious
We haven't seen
today.
much going in his direction. You're right, you're right. And the truth is, he's a talisman in the team, Gilbert. But today, for some reason, he's not been as much on the ball, unless he's playing as a decoy as well, because lots of it is coming from the flanks on the Diredawa side. This is Manuel Yohannes. And then Tamu Tadese pushes it onto the right side. And Tafese Solomon tries to cut it back. I think it's outside the field of play. He's given a penalty because of the foul on Abtamu. And there's a lot of protest from Diredawa here. They should allow the captain to be the only one talking to the referee. Mr. Birhanu Mekuria has whistled for a foul. Now, yeah, they'll get themselves in trouble for no reason. The first man in trouble here is Patrick and Samuel. I don't know what he's told the referee, but the referee's not happy with it. And everybody else must move away from the scene. A good captain should step in here now and tell them to get out of this area. Patrick and Samuel gets yellow carded. I don't know if it's because of a foul that he committed in there, but I think it's more of what he told the referee, because he had already whistled to a... to leave the scene, and yeah, has penalized as well Nyamir Petros. So 2 yellows have been given out of this one move, and 2 of them on the Diredawa side. He's been consoled by a player from the other side. We'll have a look at it again. As Tafesa Solomon is running down, he's got the ball right at the angle, brings in a 45. There's nothing that has happened there.
There's no handball,
and
there's nothing.
Abtamu comes to it. Oh, Abtamu is cleared off his feet. I think he's cleared off his feet as he was going to challenge for that ball from behind. So I guess the referee, yes, has good reason to give out that penalty. Mr. Freu Getahun has saved a penalty before. And Freu Getahun now will be coming up against Emmanuel Yohannes, the captain of the Ethiopia Coffee side, has a chance to change the score line here from a move that has really been contested by the Diredawa players. And he sends the goalkeeper in the opposite direction and puts the ball in the net. Tafese scores yet again for, I beg your pardon, for the Ethiopia Buna side. It's the captain, Emmanuel Yohannes, who scores the goal here.
Yes, it is Emmanuel Yohannes. He picks the spot, the goalkeeper moves, sends the goalkeeper to one side, and what a way to take a penalty kick. Hard on the ground, way above the goalkeeper. He has no chance at all, and those fans are ecstatic.
They will be celebrating it. And the scoreline changes from the Addis Ababa Stadium. 2-1 in favor of Ethiopia Coffee. The captain of his side is the one who puts it in. And from a penalty, it's Yohannes. 56 minutes. That's the man who scored it. Goes out on the right side again. The build-up is going to be fast and furious from Alazer Shimelis. Looking for support, he finds it all the way back into the midfield. We'll bring it back to the center now. This will make the game be played in a different way altogether for the Ethiopia Coffee side. There will be a foul for Diredawa. This one will be challenged, but I think it's right as Tafese Solomon brings the ball back. There is Abtamu Tadese, who is cut off his feet there. The ball was going off, but he's cut off his feet, and then it's put in by Emmanuel Yohannes, who puts it in the net for this scoreline to change. He's got a mean look on his face, saying he really just wanted it to put it into the net. He's kicked up the celebration on the Ethiopia Coffee fan side. And now we're probably going to see what is going to happen again in the Dreda side. Maybe they will want to come back. Maybe they will want to mount a comeback. Even as Mueddin Musa is limping off the field of play and the fans of Ethiopia Coffee are singing at the top of their voices, Dreda will probably be organizing just how to come back into the game here. Lieutenant Mamo, the chairman of the board of Ethiopia Coffee, sitting closest to us, an amiable man. He did say hello to us at halftime here at the commentary booth. And he obviously is very happy at the moment about how the team is coming on. He's got two hats that he's wearing. So Lieutenant Mamo is also the chairman of the Ethiopian Premier League Limited, and under which they have signed a very nice deal to market Ethiopian football. It's now on your World of Champions for the very, very first time. This is going to be a foul. Very challenge, of course, from behind here. And Minyamir Petros could be in trouble. He should watch out. He already has a yellow card. I thought he was going to come up for another card. For this, just bumping off and pushing here. I mean, he doesn't need to do that. He might be, yellow carded. That would be the second card he'd go off the game. There's been tackles in this game, especially those of blocking off players, that will really need to be watched out for. The substitution has been made. They have brought in Endale Kebede instead of Mueddin Musa. I think that's a good decision, Gilbert.
It's a good decision. Of course, Musa comes out limping, and they bring in Endale Kebede, who's played 2 matches, and this should be his 3rd match in this particular encounter.
So 59th minute change by the Dreda side. Currently chasing the game. 2 goals to 1. The back heel doesn't work out, but that little footwork, no, nothing doing here. Oh, referee, there was nothing on that challenge, honestly. He went for the ball this time round. There's going to be some little bit of anger in the decision that the set referee has made here. He went for the ball, yes, but I think Mr. Alemante Casa overplayed it.
It's play acting, Bernard.
Yeah, he went just too high up. For that tackle didn't lift him that high up.
No.
But he gets the free kick. I think the referee was waiting also to see whether or not they were going to lose the advantage, and they did lose the advantage, so he gave now the free kick. Mr. Birhanu Mukuria is in a situation where he needs to control this game before it gets out of hand. He's dished out, I think, 4 yellow cards so far in this game. We'll confirm that from the statistics that we've got. But he's got to clamp down on tackles and make sure the game is flowing smoothly. A free kick at the moment has been given to the Ethiopia Coffee side. Oh, he's already arranged his men. Mr. Ferro Getahun. And his defenders have also blocked off any other avenues where that ball will be going through. There are 3 men planning how to take this. One of them is Ashrat Tunjo, who's left the scene now. And so 2 men, which means he's going to be on the left foot, most likely. Lifted over the bar. Doesn't come down on time and goes over the bar for a goal kick. It's going to be for the Dreda side. They would feel a little bit aggrieved at the moment, Gilbert, Dreda. What do you think they need to do in terms of character to be able to come back into this game? Or do you think this would be where Ethiopia Coffee will take advantage of them now?
Well, if they put their chin down, the Ethiopia Coffee will definitely overrun them. But if they, forget about whatever has gone on in the past few minutes, they should be able to come up because they've been playing extremely well, especially moving forward.
Sent off the field of play for another throw-in by Daniel Demisie, right in front of the captain Emmanuel Ioannis, who was caught from the penalty position. Oh. Emmanuel is clutching onto his head. I don't know how, because the tackle was down on the ground, and his feet is where the tackle was mostly. This one is Nanjeve turning and almost getting it away from the goalkeeper here. Two men challenging for it. Two Namibians challenging for it. Itamuna Kebudi, who scored the first goal, is the one who brings it in, and then Nanjeve runs for it.
Some very
And
good
tries
height.
to get it over the defenders there. He tried to get it, actually successfully got it over Mintes, not Kebede, but not over the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you're right. The first touch wasn't that good, but the combination between the two can be very dangerous, especially when the balls come in as long balls.
Alazar Shimel is always quick to find support from behind him, and also makes himself available for the passing, even though it comes back to the midfield to Alemante Casa. On to the left side to Asrat Tunjo. Back into the center now. Daniel Demisia, and then out to the left side, Ebo Kebede. Playing again with the captain, Emmanuel Ioannis. Through ball this time round with the flag staying down. I don't know if he was offside, but it looked to me like he was in a good position. But that's from where I am sitting. It might just be different according to the second assistant referee, that Ebo Kebede could have been in an offside position. They quickly take the free kick. They did it our side. There's three of them on that right flank, which is working for them very nicely. Ndale Kebede then crosses it onto the left side. It's been intercepted and quickly taken by Ethiopia Coffee. They don't have the man up front, but that's never a problem for them because they will build it slowly as they come up forward with a string of passes. They like to slow down the game as well. Every time there is an attack and it gets a little bit frantic, they slow it down to make sure that they take the momentum out of the attacks that were coming in their direction. This is pushed into the midfield. Ndale Kebede with good ball control as well, gets a return ball. He's got space on the right side as well. He's got a man on the opposite side if he wanted to use it. This one goes off the field of play. It's going to be a throw-in. A big clearance from Abebe Tilahud in front of the Diredawa coach. Was that his own coach, I think? Yeah, that was his own coach. No, that was the Diredawa coach, I beg your pardon. And sometimes it looks very menacing when something like that happens. Almost looks like it's deliberate to try and injure the opponents. Headed back to the defense line. They don't do much in terms of, they do more in terms of midfield play than in the attacking area. So 50% of the time is just in the midfield. And then the other 50 is divided into two sides. Kaimuni brings a cross, is wondering where Nanjeve is. And who else should be in there as well? They've got the man in just 9, Elias Mamo. He hasn't given his all today in this game, has he?
He hasn't, Bernard. He hasn't. I call him the chief architect. But today, none of the balls have been going through him, and he's looked like a stranger on this field.
Going back in there for a through ball for Nanjeve. Goalkeeper comes off his line, sends it up the field of play. Going to be a throw-in. Samuel will pick it up from the defense. They're now sizing each other up again, Gilbert. Everybody's looking for what angle to use, what side to use here. A challenge on the two number 11s won by the Diredawa and Ndale Kebede. That shot is going to be a wasteful one. Goes off of the bat. Not going to be of any help. And Itamuna knows it. Everybody else knows it as well. This is the earlier one. That resulted into a penalty, I think. And that clearance, that was obviously, he went for the ball, but he swept him off on the left foot. So any touch in there, you know, it's going to be a penalty. There's no two ways about it. It's going to be a free kick.
It's debatable, Bernard. Very debatable.
It is. You and I see it 3 3, 4, 5 times. I agree it's debatable.
It's very debatable.
They bring it back into the midfield now. We're going into the 68th minute of the game. Second half, a little bit slow, Gilbert. Not as exciting as the first half.
It is not. It is not. The build-up, they're doing some nice build-ups, but quite slowly. The only thing that I've not seen is those quick, intricate passes, especially when they get just close to each other's goal. The reactions have been very poor.
Oh, the cross coming in, punched off the field of play. Ebo Kebede managing to get onto it, even though it is Abtamu Tadese that was asking for it earlier, who was asking for it earlier on. But yeah, Ebo Kebede gets there ahead of everybody else. No trouble at all for Fero Getahun. They're going to make another substitution. Surafel Getashu is going to come into play, and he will take the place of Elias Mamo. Totally outmatched. They're going to make another substitution. Surafel Getashu is going to come into play, and he will take place. Has not been of any effect here. Very loved by the did a Dawa side forward. Itamuna has given it out on the right side. Indale Kebede, he doesn't have anyone to play with on the right side, so should have been going back where he can find support. But he boxes himself out. Emmanuel Johannes looking around. Gives it to the left side now. That's a long one to Itamuna. He can't get to that one. Plus, the goalkeeper has cut down the angle, so he's not going to get to it at all. He goes out. I think it's going to be for a goal kick. What do you think the coach is thinking in his mind at the moment? This is Arage Kasai.
Well, Arage Kasai on the Ethiopian Buna side, giving a lot of room and space for Dhiradawa to try and play in, and he's not amused with the way his players are not putting pressure on the opponents as soon as they get possession of the ball.
It's going to be a yellow card for time wasting. It's for Tekla Mariam Shanko. Just wasting time and not in a hurry to take the free kick. You must remember the 6-second rule, although it's not really, strictly kind of administered in the game. It is something to well take note of, especially in a competitive game. And the coach might not be very happy about what's going on there, but the yellow card will still stand. So 5 yellow cards in total in this game. Nanjeve stops his own move for his own team. He's the one who actually cuts it out and sends it back to the midfield. So I don't know if he's willing to take the blame for it. Tunjo has played it out to the left side, but they managed to get a throw in the process as well. The captain was involved as well, Emmanuel. So out on the left side again, and cut back into the middle. This is Ashrat Tunjo. Well, that 1-2 combination certainly not weaving itself the way it should. It's a big boot, but he picks up the position as well. But Mintes thought Kebede should know when to retract his foot. Some good action again. Here is the Ethiopian coffee side was trying to get into that area, but nothing happening. They're just pushing on both sides, Gilbert. They are not making inroads on either side.
The final passes on both sides have not been good. I think they've been well read by the defenders on both sides of the divide.
The offside flag is up. I am not understanding how.
He came from an offside position.
I don't know. I still saw 2 people on this side, Gilbert, so I don't know. This is an attempt to try and salvage the ball from going out of the field of play, but it already did. I still don't understand, but it's okay. Gilbert did think, you did think he was coming from the offside position. It was from where the ball was taken on that side that decision was made. But that's past, it's already gone. Chipped back into the center. Massively big boot by Betreket Samuel up on the front. There's one man who's giving more than 100% in the defense for Ethiopia Coffee side. It's that man. It's not Kebede. He's really giving a lot for the Ethiopian Coffee defense side. A free kick will be given to Diridawa. Out of that tackle, they protest the tackle so hard. And Ndale Kebede is one of the players who's just come in a few minutes ago. Well, but 54th minute of the game that he came in. And his foul makes it the 14th of the, in the game so far. The goalkeeper will be organizing his men as well. A right foot in swing, not finding anybody. They are feeling for something here, which we haven't quite seen. The shot! It's a goalkeeper and it's picked up. Oh, does he still try to punch it in? It veers off target. And again, Diridawa have it. The bigger shot punched off the field of play. This is going to be a corner. I wonder what they are protesting. What Tekle Mariam Shanko is protesting. You know, there are those moments in football that you call impossible moments. This is one of them. They're challenging for a handball. I don't see anything there. And then they get a chance at a shot, which comes back. Let's go with the corner first. We got one of those impossible moments in a game of football. Difficult to explain.
Goalmouth melee.
Goalmouth melee, you can call it. But very hard. Let's start at the beginning. They're challenging for a handball here. I don't think it will be given at all. And then they get a chance to try and go for a shot here. And it brought back into play. They think it's already been taken by the goalkeeper. It's spread on face of goal. The clearance not yet done. A hard shot here, the goalkeeper comes back and sends it out. It's called impossible moments of football, Gilbert.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
difficult to explain.
You have to give it up for Tekle Mariam Shanko, the 22-year-old international with one cup to his credit. Those reflexes put
here is the chance. Well, now, this time round, I think the Diridawa fans will feel aggrieved by the decisions of the referee Birhanu Mekuria. This time round, they feel there was an obvious handball and they feel they have been denied a chance. A cross coming from the right side, Ethiopia Coffee will deal with it. So maybe you and I will have a chance to see it again, but first let's see what the Ethiopian Coffee side is bringing up at the front. They've got an extra man on the right side. Trying to bring in the cross here. And a good challenge here that is not finished by Abtamu Tadese. He'd been busy in the build-up. And then he was expected to be the man who had the last touch on that ball. But I think the anxiety of the fact that they are calling for a penalty on the other side just suddenly gets the better of him. Because he wasn't on his feet. Here it is again, Gilbert. And you and I have got to make a very good decision about this. The cross comes in here. Yeah, they're asking for a penalty there. And you see the ball stops. The ball doesn't move. Look at it again. And the ball goes to the hand, changes direction, stops short. He's not in a normal position. That should have been a penalty.
Yeah, he handled it.
Nanjeve. You know, when you know it's not going your way, you suddenly have to score from open play and concentrate on scoring from the open play. But we've seen penalties, you know, it's such a normal thing in the Ethiopian game. We've seen so many penalties in the last few games that have been played.
It happens so fast. It happens so fast, and the referee might have missed it at that particular moment.
Alemante Casa is going to be coming off the field of play. His place will be taken by William Solomon, a midfielder on the Ethiopian Coffee side. So they're trying to get more moves forward. by bringing in a midfielder with fresh legs in there. This one's cleared by Kebede. As Dreda pick it up again in the midfield. They will know that any chance they have up front, they should convert it. That's a new man who's just come into play now. Fleet-footed, makes up for the absence of physical prowess with the tactical prowess. And getting the better of the bigger one, Tafesa Solomon, in this. He's out on the right side. And then sent on to the left side to Asrat Tunjo. William Solomon pushing the ball through the feet of the midfielders. A quick ball to the new substitute, Solomon, but it doesn't get a touch on it. It goes off the field of play, chased massively by Abel Kebede.
Some tactical change there, Bernard. They pulled back Emmanuel Yones from an attacking midfield role and dropped back to play in the holding midfield. And the little diminutive, the number 13, Winan Solomon, going into a more of an offensive role as a number 10.
That would be a good decision to make then, because Emmanuel Yones is actually a midfielder, so he could fall back into the holding midfield role. And you obviously like the roving that William Solomon is able to do. And yeah, that's what I was talking about. This is a new substitute, William Solomon. And the fans were wondering whether they really did see that. He didn't want to see it with shades. He wants to see it in reality.
He's blaming the shades. He has actually pulled them out.
Yeah.
He's
in disbelief that that can happen to his player. But yes, it happens in this game a lot. As for Tunjo, we'll be looking at how he can get support on the left side of attack. And then some good footwork here. That has been cut off. Abel Kebede just ran himself out of space. But they're pushing. The Ethiopia coffee side. Solomon sends it down on the right side. Big run from Alazar Shimelis. And then back into the midfield by Manuel Ioannis. The goalkeeper becoming part of play, sending the ball into the midfield and helping out as well. 3 goal attempts, 3 goals in 19 goal attempts with just 10 shots on target. Makes for very interesting football in the Ethiopian Premier League. With possession being run by the Ethiopia coffee side, should have been a little bit more than just those goals. But it also tells you that, you know, they don't need the possession that much. They go for quality attacks, and that's what Dreda did, absorbing all the pressure on this side and going for their own attacks, and 2 of them, one of them resulted into goal. 2 others just refused to go into the net here. But
you're right. They're playing those long passes beyond the midfield and trying to find the 2 target men, Itamuna and Junius, who have really been a pain in the Ethiopian Buna backline.
We're playing the 81st minute of the game. Oh, that should be offside. Yep, she's going to be offside. Itamuna behind the defenders is saying, no, it wasn't an offside. Well, we could tell him categorically, yes, it was offside. He went in too early. There he is, already moving. Starts the move just too early.
Yeah.
And,
good call.
Yeah, he's arguing about it. He'll watch the replay of it, and he will decide whether or not he was in the offside position. As Abel Kebede tries to get the better of his man and succeeds, taunting him again and again. Oh, he goes through a second part as well. So he goes through Betrek and Samuel.
And he has a yellow card. That's a red card.
In trouble because it turns into a yellow card. It turns into a red card because he had a yellow. Betrek and Samuel knows that he has brought this on himself. 2 yellow cards will turn into a red. So Minyamir Petros got the better of him earlier. So he got the better of Minyamir Petros. And then he just put himself into a difficult situation. So unnecessarily so. The first one was okay, but this second one, I tell you, Ebel Kebede goes down and gets the defender booked and sent off the field of play. The 82nd minute becomes a disaster for the Diredawa side. The fans of Diredawa are telling him it's okay, you did your best here. That's the second red card we've seen in the Ethiopian Premier League. Seems an assumption here. Can be quite unnerving. And now they'll be playing one man less. They're going to have to do a couple of changes to be able to come into this game properly. Otherwise, it might just be a disaster that the Ethiopia Coffee side will take advantage of.
You're right, Bernard. The man who has just been pulled out is actually a central defender. That is a very crucial role, and therefore, if they can't pull one man back, they need to bring in somebody who can be able to fill in that gap.
They'll have to play on the defense and leave only one man up at the front. This is a very low, hard shot that is taken. I think it's Nanjeve who actually heads it out, so he's coming into defense. Elias, also called Junior Nanjeve, and has come into the defending area as well. Kebede. Little footwork here. Another big run into the box with a shot, and then a good control from Haftamu. He puts in another corner. He stops it, forcing the goalkeeper into an error. And Haftamu Tadese then controls it and puts it in the net. Scores his second goal here at the Addis Ababa Stadium, and his third in the Premier League so far. Again from some hard work that comes from Ebel Kebede, who then runs past the defender. Ebel Kebede makes space for himself after Tunjo's pass, gets past the defender, and then brings in a 45. It is hit very hard by Tunjo, but Abtabu Tadese controls it. Instead of banging into very many feet, he controls it and then puts it in the net on a second touch, beating Freo Getahun, and puts the ball in the net. 2 goals for Abtamu Tadese.
Well, he's been brought in as a central striker, and he has actually lived to our expectation that he was going to be a very, very important player on the Buna side.
From the Addis Ababa Stadium, Tadese with an 84th minute goal, the second for him in this game, changes the scoreline. 3 for Ethiopia Coffee, 1 for Diredawa. And Diredawa playing one man less. Remember that as well. Even though they're making ready a substitution, Binyam Somelisan has already warmed up. And for the Namibian Itamuna Keimuni, I don't know if it's just fatigue or he is injured as well. He was running almost as a lone striker up front. He allowed Nanjeve to be able to be coming back into the midfield to get the feed. But I think he's the one whose place has been taken by Binyam Tomelisan. So they'll have some fresh legs up front to try and use. Plus they're one man less. It's just too difficult for them. They have to attack. Nanjeve brings it down. There's no chance for a shot here. And Ethiopia Coffee have a 4, in fact 5-on-2 situation. He just loses the ball, Ebel Kebede, with a faulty footing in the process of it all. Nanjeve now has got to go into his own attack and gets a penalty for his troubles. He got the better of the first defender. And I tell you what, Gilbert, the strikers in the Ethiopian League know very well, once you're in the box there, you just make sure you're being brought down. Be confident of the ball. He already has the touch. He actually smears himself, in my opinion, on the defender, Haile Gabriel Tinsley, who's running away from him. And I'm not understanding
There was no contact.
why that becomes a penalty. He's the one who's holding onto the defender. He
Yes.
should be the one getting a yellow card for that.
Yes.
A foul should be given, actually, in my opinion, to Ethiopia Coffee. But some of the controversial decisions that we've seen in this game so far, it's going to be a penalty for Diredawa. I don't know if it's just because there was another one on the other side that could have been going for Diredawa. I am not exactly sure. But the chance has been given to Zenebe Kebede to try and change the scoreline. And Kebede puts it in the net. Very, very hard shot. Sending the goalkeeper on the other side. Zerebe Kebede confirms that he's a good penalty taker in the 87th minute. 3 penalties in one game. 2 of them have been scored. There was
Well executed, Bernard.
there was no way that Tekle Bariam was going to get to that one.
Yeah.
The scoreline has changed at the stadium here with the coach saying, we don't have time, play on, and quickly as you can. That's Fisher Sumelisan as the scoreline comes to 3-2. Still in favor of Kofi. But with 2 minutes to go, this game might just be looking for a superstar. If you score for Ethiopian Kofi now to extend the lead, you become the superstar. If you level the scores for Diredawa side to level it at 3-3, you become the superstar. The attack still coming from the right side this time around for Ethiopian Kofi. With Diredawa using it, still coming more on the right side for Diredawa. And Ethiopia Kofi using it less. On the left side, the Diredawa side is using the left side less than Ethiopia Kofi. This is the handball. It's going to be given to the Ethiopia Kofi side. And Dali Kebede is the one who handled the ball. Somebody made it action we will see now with 1.5 minutes in regular time remaining, Gilbert.
There's too much pressure right now. There's too much pressure on the players. One on Kofi.
Look at that. Look at that. There's a little consultation there. And I think the the coach has been given a yellow card. He must have said something nasty to the assistant. The fourth official signaled to the referee, and Fisher Sumelisan has been given a yellow card. He must have remembered his days as the defender for Diredawa Babur those days. Defenders also do say nasty words to the referees most of the times when they feel it's not going in their side.
They're sharing the cake.
Back into the midfield then. And then William Solomon. Oh, it's very easily waylaid. This goes off to the left side. It's going to be Diredawa, who will be fighting hard to try and come back into this game. They're trying to salvage a point here, because any moment now it could be going, all the 3 points could be going away to Ethiopia Coffee. And we've done 90 minutes. We are playing 3 minutes in my count of regular time, of extra time here. 3 minutes is a lot of time in a game like this one, where there's only 1 goal cushion. And I still stand by my words that this game, even with the added minutes, is looking for a superstar, Gilbert.
Yeah, and it's far from over, Bernard. We've seen teams scoring 2 goals in 3 minutes. So Diredawa still have an opportunity to tie this game, and Kofi still have an opportunity to score the 4th goal.
I think you're talking about Manchester United scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes, and they are not a Manchester United side, but they could just use the same number of minutes as well to try and level the scores here. This is a good one to William Solomon, through ball. And Tabu Tadese this time round, cut shot into that attack. We have forgotten momentarily that Diredawa is actually playing 1 man less, haven't we, Gilbert?
They are playing 1 man less. We remember against St. George against Fasil. With 1 man less, they actually won that game 3-1. So that should be the motivation behind
You're
this.
talking about St. George now?
St. George against Fasil.
You've got to be clear, Gilbert, and say, do you remember in that match, St. George were playing 1 man less, but they still won the game. But we're talking about Diredawa. Then you brought in St. George and Fasil. So you have to be clear on that as well. But yes, you're right. It depends on what you do with your situation. 110% more from each of them will translate into having everybody on the field of play.
You're right, Bernard. Only 2 minutes to the clock. Maybe 1.5 minutes to the clock.
1.5.
We still have a lot of time.
Well, they bring it back to their own defense. The Ethiopia Coffee side. Minton Kibete playing with his goalkeeper and now bringing it to Asrat Tunjo. He couldn't get to it. sent up at the front. You can hear the anticipation, you can hear the instructions Gilbert being given out, and Dale Kebere was almost getting to it. You can hear the players calling on each other, let's keep going, let's hear the anticipation. You can hear the instructions Gilbert being given out, and Dale Kebere was almost getting to it. You can hear the players calling on each other, let's keep going, this is going to be a foul here. It's on Daniel Demisie. He already has a yellow card, Daniel Demisie. And then he's going, it's going to be a red card. Demisie already has a yellow card. And if another card comes up, they're going to be playing less 2 men on the Diradawa side. Well, at least in my records it shows there was a yellow card earlier on.
Yes.
Oh, sometimes you bring misfortune to yourself. It's just about a minute to the end of the game. It's trouble here. It's trouble. First the substitution, I think, says the referee. And there it is, he knows he's going. Demisie is sent off the field of play. Now they're going to play 9 men. That's for the second yellow card.
Well, Bernard, I would vouch for the referees because we've been, putting them under a lot of pressure because of those fouls. And that is a foul.
Obviously, yes. Absolutely. I am only feeling for the team. That's not that tackle on its own, even without a yellow card, would be a red card.
That is a red card just by itself.
So it's very merited. And now I don't know what the coach is going to say again. You know, the coach also is on a yellow card. If he says
may want to join his players in the showers.
If he says anything else, he's going to be going as well. So. And I think there's also another card here. It's on Haptamu Tadese. He doesn't need that. Haptamu has already scored 2 goals. He should just be a good guy and play the game. Doesn't need to have that coming in his direction. But he gets himself yellow carded as well. So now you know there's going to be added time because any stoppage time on added time is added onto added time.
2 minutes.
So I don't know if it's going to be 2 minutes or 1 minute. But we are playing the 94th minute. The scoreline is at 3-2 with Diradawa 2 men less because of the second yellow card on Betrek and Samuel and on Daniel Demisie. They were just not happy about some of what was coming in their direction and brought down their opponents. That's the final whistle. Ethiopia Coffee laboring to a 3-2 win over Diradawa. And Diradawa playing 2 men less, although the second man was sent off very late in the game here.
Yeah, but, well, they've shown a lot of character. There's no way. They've shown a lot of character in this particular game. And Ethiopia feel that though they've taken the 3 points, they know they were up against a very, very solid team.
This man saved the penalty. This is Farrell Getahun who saved the penalty, so they should be feeling good about themselves. This was a very well-fought battle for Diradawa. And even though they lose it by just 1 goal, you could say there are a couple of calls that went against them that would have changed the scoreline of this game. They should have scored a goal earlier on when they should have gotten a penalty as well earlier on, and they didn't.
You're right, Bernard. I mean, you can't take everything away from these young fellows. They came out, they're still a young side coming into this game, and they've given their all. Up to the last moment, they still were able to give them all.
Well, the finals come from Addis Ababa Stadium. Coffee versus Diradawa. 3 for Coffee. Diradawa 2 at full time.
አመሰግናለሁ ፍሳቱ መልሳል። የጨዋታው እንቅስቃሴ እንግዲህ በጣም የጋለ ነበረ። በተደጋጋሚ ጊዜ ከአራተኛው ዳኛ ጋር ተነጋገር ነበረ። ምንድነው ምክንያቱ?
አው ዳኝነቱ ልክ አይደለም። በአጠቃላይ በጣም ነው የሚያሳዝነው። በዲኤስቲቪ እንኳን እየታየ በስነ ስርዓት አይዳኙም እንዴ? በጣም ነው ማስነው። እኔ ሪጎሬኛን ይከለክላሉ፣ ለነሱ ይሰጣሉ። ምንድነው ታዲያ እንዴት ነው ማሸነፍ የሚቻለው? በጣም ያሳዝናል።
ተደጋጋሚ የዳኝነት ውሳኔዎቹ ሙሉ በሙሉ ቡርኔን ጎድቶታል ነው የምትለው?
አው በትክክል እንዴ እኔ የተከለከልኩትን ሪጎሬ አሁን ይሄ ሪጎሬ ነው እንዴ? አሁን የመጀመሪያው ለምን አልሰጠንም? እዛ ጋር የተነካው የኛስ ያኛው ሪጎሬ ነው። እንደዚህ አይነት ስራ እየተሰራ እንዴት ነው ለማሸነፍ ስትመጣው? ቲሜን አወረደው። ሁለተኛ እሱ ጨዋታውን ስላልተቆጣጠረው ጨዋታው ወደ ኃይል ሄደ። ጥሩ ጨዋታ ነበር ሁለቱም ቲም እየተጫወተ ያለው። የሱ አለመቆጣጠር ጨዋታውን ወደ ኃይል ወሰደው። ያው ከዛ በኋላ ያለው ነገር ተበላሸ።
ሁለት ተጫዋቾች በቀይ ካርድ ወጥተውባል። የመነሻዎቹ የዳኞቹ ውሳኔዎች ናቸው ብለህ ታስባለህ?
አው ልጆቹን አነሳሷቸው ወደ መጥፎ ነገር እንዲገቡ፣ ጨዋታቸውን እንዲረጋጉ አላረጋቸውም ዳኛው። እኛ ላይ ቢጫ ይሰጣል፣ እነሱን አይሰጥም። ሁሉ ነገር ጥፋተኛ እኛን አደረገ። ስለዚህ ልጆቹ ወደማይሆን ነገር ውስጥ ገቡ። በዚህ ምክንያት ያው ሁለት ሰው በቀይ ሊወጣ ይችላል።
አመሰግናለሁ። አመሰግናለሁ አሰልጣኝ። በእናንተ ድል ተጠናቋል። በጣም የጉልበት የበዛበት ግጭት የበዛበት ጨዋታ ነበር። እንዴት ነበር ለአንተ?
ያ የተወሰኑ ፋውሎች ነበሩ። ያው የመጀመሪያው ግማሽ ላይ በተከፈተው ቦታ ላይ ለመሄድ ነው የሚያስቡት እና ትንሽ የዛ አይነት እድል ሲፈጥሩ እኛ ልጆች ጋር የመረጋጋት ያንን ክፍተት እንዴት ነው መድፈን ያለብን፣ መጀመሪያ በተፈጠረው ክፍተት እነሱ እንዳይጠቀሙ ኳሶቻችን እንዳይበላሹ ነው። ሜዳው አመቺ አይደለም። ሜዳው ሊታሰብበት ይገባል። ሌላ ራሱን የቻለ ነጣቂ ነው ሜዳውና አንዳንድ ጊዜ እሱም ነው የኛ ሰዎች ነፃ ሰው ያገኛሉ፣ ግን ኳሱን ተቆጣጥረው የሚቀጥለው ሰው ከመጠቀማቸው በፊት ተቃራኒ ቡድን ተጫዋች ይደርስባቸዋል። እንደዛ አይነት ትንሽ ለኔ እንግዲህ ምንም አስቸጋሪ ነገር አልነበረም፣ ግን በተፈጠሩት ክፍተቶች ተጋጣሚ ሲሄድ ያለው ነገር ትንሽ ልጆቻችን የረበሻቸው ይመስለኛል የኛ ልጆች። ሌላ ትንሽ ያው ፋውል የበዛበት ጨዋታ ነበር።
የመጀመሪያው ግማሽ 45 ደቂቃ ሰው የተዝናናበት ጨዋታ ነበር። ሁለተኛው ግማሽ ግን በጣም ኃይል የበዛበት ነበር። መነሻው ምንድነው ብለህ ታስባለህ?
እኛ ልጆች ላይ ብዙ ያየው አልመሰለኝም።
ጌሙ ላይ ግን አጠቃላይ ነበር።
አጠቃላይ ጌሙ ላይ
ቀይ ካርድ ነበር። በዛ ያለም ቢጫ ካርዶች
ነበር። አንደኛው የወጣው አይ ቲንክ በሁለት ቢጫ መሰለኝ።
ሁለት ቢጫ ነው።
ያ እንግዲህ የዳኞቹ ውሳኔ ነው የሚሆነው።
ዳኝነቱ እንዴት አገኘው?
ዳኝነቱ ጥሩ ነው። እንግዲህ እኔ ሁሉ ጊዜ የምለው ከነሱም እይታ የተሰወረ ነገር ስለሚኖር በሌላው ነገር እስከምታገዙ ድረስ ዳኞቻችን ልመስል ያስፈልጋል። አንዳንድ እዚህ ጋር የነበሩ ነገሮች ነበሩ። ርቀት ላይ ስለነበርኩ በትክክል ያ ነገር ጥፋት ተፈጽሟል አልተፈጸመም የሚለው በእርግጠኝነት ለመናገር ትንሽ አስቸጋሪ ነው። ግን ዳኝነቱ ጥሩ ነው።
አመሰግናለሁ።
እሺ
አመሰግናለሁ ሀብታም። እንዴት ነበር ጨዋታው ላንተ?
ጨዋታው አሪፍ ነበር። ያው ከመጀመሪያ ጀምሮ ተቆጣጥረን ለመጫወት ሞክረናል። ትንሽ ኃይል በዛበት ነው፣ ግን ያው እኛ ቦታችንን ይዘንና ኳሱን አስተካክለን ስለምንጫወት ውጤቱን አስጠብቀን ልንወጣ ችለናል።
3 ጎሎችን አስቆጥራል። የኢትዮጵያ ፕሪሚየር ሊግ 3ኛው ሳምንት ላይ ደርሷልና ይሄ ሲዝን አንተን በደንብ የሚገልጽ ሲዝን ነው ብለህ ታስባለህ?
አዎ እንግዲህ ያው ራሴንም ለትልቅ ደረጃ ለማብቃት በግልም በቡድንም አንጻር ያው ዝግጅቶችን ስናደርግ ቆይተናል። ያው እንደ ግልም እንደ ቡድንም የተሻሻልን የመጣ ነው። ያው ብዙ እድሎችን እንፈጥራለን። እሱን እድል ደግሞ ስንጠቀም ብዙ አሸናፊያችንን እናሻሽላለን።
ተደጋጋሚ የጨዋታ ፋውሎች ነበሩ በጨዋታው እንዳየው 2 የቀይ ካርዶችም ተመዘዋልና እንዴት ነበር የጨዋታው ግለት ስሜቱ?
ያው እንግዲህ ሜዳው ስንገባ ሁላችንም ስሜታዊ እንሆናለን። ከስሜታዊ አንጻር ያው መጀመሪያ ቡድንን ማስቀደም ነው። በአሁኑ ጨዋታ ተናደም በቀይ ብንወጣም ቀጣዩን ቡድናችን እንደምንጎዳ አስበን ቀጣዩን 3 ነጥብ ስላለ እንደዛ ለመጫወት አስበናል። በእነሱ ቲም 2 ሰው መውጣት ትንሽ ተጠቅሞናል ማለት ነው። በዛ ውጤቱን ዘር ልንወጣ በድጋሚ ይችላል።
አመሰግናለሁ።
Well, from a game that has given us 5 goals in total and 2 red cards and enough yellow cards as ingredients, we got to look at the numbers to be able to see them clearly. We had 21 goal attempts, and I can tell you that 12 of them were on target. The yellow cards were just as many, fouls just as many from other sides, and not much of the offsides as we were thinking here. But the analysis on the attack says Dreda did a lot of theirs on the right side, and Kofi actually had almost equal proportion on both sides.
Yeah, you're right. 47% of the hand side where Ndale Kebede the second half was flying in straight, and then on the left hand side where a lot of balls came through Alazar Shimilis on the Kofi side.
Yeah, that's the analysis. Tells you exactly how it was handled. Not so many coming in on the right side, but at the end of it all, the biggest statistic is the scoreline, and that scoreline has gone in favor of the Ethiopia Coffee side. So 4-1 St. George against Hawassa City, and then the biggest one, Ethiopia Coffee against Diradawa in terms of the following. But St. George notching the biggest win today. Tomorrow, then, Chima Abajifar will play for Sil City. Then Walaita Dicha will play Walkita City in matches that will be live for you on your World of Champions. And then take a little break for our Christmas, and then Monday 28th, matches that will be coming to you live on your World of Champions from Addis Ababa. But the log standings have put Ethiopia Coffee on top now with 7 points. St. George and Hadia Hossaina on 6 points with just a goal difference separating them. Sabeta is on its own with 4 points, and then enough teams just on the 3 points all the way to Fasil City. Walkita City is with 2 points again on its own. Diradawa and Jima Bajifar with 1. Sidama and Awasa will look for a point. They will be competing on the goal difference. They need to thin that down to be in a better situation. The skyline has changed a little bit in the capital of the country that has 9 World Heritage Sites. I'm talking about Ethiopia and Addis Ababa. But Jima Bajifar and Fasil City build-up will be at 9:45 East African time. Walaita Dicha will be at 14:45 East Africa time. So, we must thank you very much for joining us and make a date with us. We'll see you tomorrow.